We just finished a nice little lift that I'm going to post this before the lift, but technically this is after, at U of M campus with my friend Adam.
Hey.
Adam, what's your role here at the U?
So I'm an assistant director. I work with men's and women's track and field and women's gymnastics.
And Adam, just for all the D3 athletes out there, where did you play your football at?
I played about 3 semesters of football at UW Whitewater.
So if you played any D3 sport, I would say 99% of the schools in D3 probably are not a fan of yours because you probably beat them, which is fair. And then what teams do you primarily work with?
At the U?
Yeah.
So like I said, working with track and field and women's gymnastics, but in the 6 or 7 so years I've been here, I've pretty much worked with most of the teams at some point.
And then as far as like advantages of being at like a Power 5 or Big 10 school, what I guess are some facilities advantages or just kind of like things that make your job easier and making the kids stronger and faster and better at their sport?
Well, it's just resources in general, I think. Coming from a D3 program, we're used to having, one maybe 2 strength coaches that, they have multiple teams. It could be somewhere from 6 to 10 teams a person. So right off the rip, being at Minnesota, I only have 2 teams. Some other coaches might have 3 at the most. So as an athlete, you're getting a lot of individualized care. A coach who's really in tune with just not the program, but also the culture. So I get a lot of FaceTime with my athletes pretty much all year round. That's another difference, I think, is a lot of us were going home for breaks and over the summer, but we actually get a good majority of kids who stay around break time or summer training. So you get a lot of individualized attention there. And then just like you said, facility-wise, like we have so much space. I think we have 6 or 7 different weight rooms last time I counted. And that allows you to, have 2 or 3 athletes to a rack at most. Maybe you get your own rack. So you're getting really world-class facilities that you get to train from with some of the best equipment. And just, this athletes village we have here that is behind us. I don't know if you can really see it right now.
It's like everything is like
it's all centralized, right?
Gopher related. Like this is the softball stadium and stuff, and like it's just everything is here. So
as soon as it's not just the lifting, but they have access to mental health resources. We have a growing number of sports psychologists that are on campus here with us. We have the dining hall for athletes. So we have a chef that creates a specialized menu for brunch and dinner for the athletes. So as soon as they're done training, they have access to some of the best nutrition they can have right away.
Honestly, like I've seen there's a number of like pro beach volleyball players that talk about like if they played college beach or college indoor at like a USC, they have better resources. They're making NIL money, and like the collegiate resources are better than when they go out into like the professional beach volleyball world where they're kind of on their own and they have to rely on scholarships or sponsorships and stuff.
Yeah. No, luckily here they do have access to pretty much everything they could need on top of the NIL that they now can receive as well.
Yeah. It's an interesting time, but I know you talked about like the culture of stuff, and I don't know. I would say for me being in a high school weight room, it's just like you can see the difference from like a high school to like a Power 5 collegiate school. Like just the focus, the attention to detail, and like the more just getting your job done is a whole nother level.
We talk about it here. It's like a full-time job, right?
Yeah.
I only see them for an hour out of their day, but when you look at their 24-hour day, yes, they're student athletes, but they might have a 2 to a 3 to a 4 hour practice on top of lift, on top of training room. And then we preach about fueling your body and taking care of your mentals as well. So that's 8 hours an 8-hour day there just being an athlete. So we call it your full-time job.
Yeah, that's sick. And then is this the track stadium?
Yep. So this is where we'll have some of our home meets when it's not full of snow. Thankfully today it's actually a pretty nice day out, but
no, this was really fun to like both kind of go heavy on some lifts.
Yeah.
And you guys will see more of those next after I post it, but appreciate you, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So obviously that was a crazy fun day, lifting at U of M, Twin Cities. It was motivating, and just like kind of really cool, to be there while some of those Division I programs were in their training, seeing kind of how they get coached. And I think I said it with Adam earlier, just the attention to detail. The wrestling team was in, and then the swim and dive team was in, getting their coaching done. But yeah, just like crazy cool stuff. The facilities were immaculate. Everything is kind of centralized on campus. And I think anytime you're around like that Division I, Power Five level of training, of facilities, it's going to be motivating. So I'm really happy. Was able to hit a comeback snatch PR, and then a comeback back squat PR. So 120, 264 snatch, and then a 485 back squat. Was huge. And I think a lot of that, I mean, honestly, I think some of my biggest lifts have personally come from just like primarily the environment that I'm training in. And I think that held true today. So again, big shout out to Adam for having me out at U of M Twin Cities. We're back home now, going to kind of put the edits on the video, make a thumbnail, all that good stuff, and then enjoy some family time. But if you guys like this, I might try to maybe meet with some more like bigger coaching names in the Twin Cities, because I think this made for, first of all, a really good time. We got some breakfast after, but just kind of being around that level of training, that level of strength, is really cool. So appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you haven't. We'll see you in the next video.